Avilio. Welcome, wizards, witches, and nomads. My name's David Syczylo, and thank you for taking the time out of your day and visiting my channel, Wands and Reviews. When traveling on the Hogwarts Express, some students may choose to carry a trunk with some of their belongings, as for the rest of their items are stowed away, but they'll be waiting for them when they arrive at the Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. I have one of those trunks that's been made available for purchase from the various online stores, New York, the shops at Platform 9 3/4, and the Making of Harry Potter shop at the Warner Brothers Studio, London. Being located in the United States, I of course ordered my Hogwarts trunk from the New York store. Here's the Hogwarts trunk. It is crafted to resemble the trunks as used by students and some staff traveling to and from Hogwarts. Starting with the measurements of this trunk when closed, the trunk measures in at 9 inches in height, 18 inches wide, and 12 inches deep. According to the website, this trunk itself is constructed from plywood and poo. No, not that kind of poo, but PU, polyurethane leather, and that's not including the metal locks, the fasteners and decoration, and let's not forget about the glues, the lacquer, and all of that used to construct this trunk. So why did I just go over the materials used to construct this trunk? When I received the trunk in the mail, and removed it from the shipping box that it came in, I immediately noticed a strong odor of the materials used to construct this trunk. The trunk was also very damp and sticky to the touch, as if it was made and placed into a shipping box before it had a chance to dry. I also took a towel and wiped the entire trunk off, and the towel turned brown from the stain used on the trunk itself. This was not a good start for an item like this. This is the Hogwarts trunk. On the front or top side of the trunk, it has the Hogwarts shield painted on in gold. The strapping is riveted on, and it has little metal bumpers all around the trunk to protect it while it's in travel. The top or front of the trunk has the handle. The handle feels fairly secure and tight. There are also 2 fasteners on the trunk, and to release them or to unlock them, all you have to do is slide the little lock mechanisms to the outside. No, these locks are not real. They do not lock, and they're just decorative slide buttons to release the fasteners. But I still cannot open this trunk. To open it, you need to undo the 2 straps, but don't worry, you do not have to unbuckle them. It's simple, just by lifting them up because they are snaps. Now the trunk will open. This is the inside of the Hogwarts trunk. You can see the construction of it and the wood that it's made out of. It's not as refined as the outside of the trunk, and on the top lip is the trademark information. Personally, I would not be placing anything inside this trunk without protecting that item first. That means to place the item in a bag, an envelope, wrap them up in a towel or something just to be safe, because I personally would not want any color transfer to happen to any of the items that I would place inside this trunk. Now, I'm not saying that I would travel with this trunk. No, this is not a trunk made for traveling. It's for display purposes only, and maybe a really good prop for a photo shoot, but it's not made for travel. When you order one of these trunks, you get an option. You can choose to have your initials personalized onto the trunk itself. When I placed my order for this trunk, I filled out the section that allows you to enter your initials. Unfortunately, when my trunk arrived, my initials were not on the trunk, even though my receipt showed I did. I was a little disappointed in that, but I can live without my initials being on this trunk. I personally think that this Hogwarts trunk is beautiful, even though there were some issues when I first received it. However, this Hogwarts trunk is not made for everyone. I feel that it's going to be one of those niche items that the more hardcore Harry Potter or Wizarding World fan would want to have in their collection. It's definitely not made for children and not to be used roughly. It is for display purposes, or maybe, if you're careful, a great prop for cosplay. Definitely a great piece to use for wizarding photos. What I'm saying is, this trunk is a great way to store your books, a diary, your quills, music CDs, movie discs, to hide candy from your younger sibling, or to keep it empty and on display. There are many uses for this trunk, and it's up to you how you would utilize it. If you were a student from Hogwarts, you'd use it on the Hogwarts Express. Would you like to add a Hogwarts Express trunk to your collection? If you would, you can purchase it directly from any of the 3 Wizarding World stores. I'll leave a link in the description below. And remember, if you're a gold member with the Harry Potter Fan Club, you get a discount on your purchases. At the beginning of this video, I shared with you the materials used to construct this trunk and the issues I was having with the smell and that dampness, tackiness that was on the trunk itself. I was quite devastated that this trunk arrived in that condition. I decided to put the trunk out in my garage for a few days, hoping that it would air out and maybe dry, and that dampness would disappear and the smell might go away at least a little bit. It didn't. So I took it upon myself and went to a few hardware stores and a couple furniture places, and I explained the situation to them that I was having with the trunk. At one of these locations, a gentleman suggested, at my own risk, in case it damages the item, he suggested that I take an acrylic clear coat spray in any brand or any like satin, gloss, whatever sheen that I decide, and spray the entire trunk both inside and out and let it dry for 24 hours. I did that. I sprayed the trunk, I left it in my garage overnight, and the next day I noticed that the smell was virtually gone and that dampness or tackiness that was on the outside of the trunk was completely gone. It worked for me. So I'm saying to you, if you decide to order one of these trunks and you have that dampness, tackiness, or the odor coming from it as I did, you can, at your own risk, also try spraying the trunk, both inside and out, with an acrylic clear coat spray in hopes that it takes away the issues that you may have as well. Thank you, and have a good day. If you liked this review today, please click on that thumbs up button, and if you would, subscribe to my channel. I do appreciate it. And remember to share this video with your family and your friends. Thank you for your time today, and remember, if you're traveling to Hogwarts, don't forget your official trunk.